Hello, congratulations on receiving your award for the Department of State 2020 Complete Count Commission County Grant Program. In this webinar, we'll walk you through the contracting process for the Department of State. The SAGE website is www.sage.nj.gov. That's www.sage.nj.gov. Please make sure that you use Internet Explorer. Do not use Google Chrome when you access SAGE, as Google Chrome is not compatible with SAGE. And if you do access Google Chrome, if you do access SAGE using Google Chrome, it'll look like you input information. It'll look like you saved it, but when we get it, we see a blank canvas. Nothing is there from your end. So again, make sure to use Internet Explorer and let anyone know who is going to be helping you in this process to also access SAGE via the Internet Explorer browser. Remember to always hit the save button in SAGE. SAGE doesn't have an automatic save feature. If you have any questions after you watch this webinar, please contact us at 609-633-0522. or email us at census2020@sos.nj.gov. All right, we're going to go live now, so give me a second. Let me switch on over. All right. So this is our test website. And so we use this for educational purposes. So we want you to get on SAGE. Insert your username and password. We're going to be using a fictitious username and password for educational purposes here. SAGE is a little slow. All right. So when you get to the My Task page, you're going to look for, it's not going to look as busy as this at all. So you're going to look for the DOS2020C3-CTY for county. You're going to hit the drop-down box, and you're going to see the name of your organization. This is a fictitious organization, but you'll see the name of your organization because you use your username and password. And it'll be under grantee signature required. We need you to click the application number, which is this number here. So a number of you have had conversations with the Complete Count Commission County leadership team here at the Department of State. So they've talked about some reallocation of resources in terms of the budget. So the first thing we want you to do is we want you to go to Forms, hover over Forms, and scroll down to the personnel pages. So you have access to all the forms here, right? You have access to the personnel expenses, consultant contractors, other cost categories, overall budget, and required appendices. So if there's documents that you need to upload that you forgot to upload during the application process, they belong in the required appendices, and we'll go over that in a few minutes. So let's say you had conversations with the leadership team here at the Department of State, and they asked you to make some reallocate some financial dollars around. And so we're just going to go through each one to talk about what is it that you need to do. So let's click on personnel. Let's assume that you have to move some stuff around in personnel. So you click on personnel, and you would make whatever changes you need to do here on personnel. After you've done making whatever changes you need to do here, then you click save. If there are no changes in personnel, then you get out of that and you go to the next form, which is consultant contractors. If you had conversations with the leadership team where you needed to make changes in your consultant and contracting page, this is where you would make those changes. You would, wherever the changes everybody agreed that needed to be made, you would make them here. Once those changes are done, then you click save. If there are no changes to be done here, then you move out and you go to other cost categories. So when you get to other course categories, again, you had conversations with the leadership team. They wanted you to reallocate resources, rename some stuff. Maybe you had under consumable supplies, maybe you had meals when consumable supplies really means office supplies. Maybe under other, you had something else and they said, well, you need to name it this or that, and you need to move some money around to reduce this or increase that. In this particular page, which is the consultant contract, which is the other course categories, well, you make those changes here. And if you have a double page, if you have two other course category pages, because in your application you ran out and you came here and you added an add page, there should be a drop down box right over here with the word go next to it to the right. You click that drop down box and you have access to the second of the course categories if you created a second page. If you only created one page, you make whatever reallocations you need to make here and you click save. And you go to the overall budget. Then you go to the overall budget page. And the only thing we want you to do here is click save. By clicking save in the overall budget, whatever changes you made in the personnel page or the consultant page or the other course categories pages, those changes will be populated onto this page by clicking save. Right? And what we need you to do is we need you to, after you've done that, then you go to required appendices. And if what you're missing in a document is the logic model, then you upload it here. If you're missing other stuff, you can always go to appendices. And I don't know what those other documents might be. And you would indicate here the description of what that document is, then you browse and you would upload it. The description of what that document is here, then you would browse and you would upload it. All right? And then, so once that is done, then we need you to come down to the contract information page. So when you get to the contract information page, we're going to ask you here to insert some insurance information. The grantee hereby has agreed to include the New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives as an insured party on the existing general liability number, whatever that number is. I'm just going to put a number here. The name of the provider, I'm just going to put the word test. Coverage for, on average, most folks do $1 million. And bodily injury harm, $1 million. Now, with your conversations with the leadership team, if there were changes that were agreed upon by everybody in both the project design, the project goals, and the evaluations, this is where you would insert that new information, right? So for now, I'm going to write test here. If there's no information or no changes to the scope of the program, what you can simply do is copy and paste this statement and insert it in the appropriate text box if there are no changes. And what that statement simply says is that all programs detailed in the original application will be carried out as described within the grant period. Then you come up to the top and you click save. All right, you'll see this green light that says the information has been saved. Then we need you to hover over forms, scroll all the way down, and click State of New Jersey Department of State Grant Agreement. So this will bring you to the grant agreement page. What we want you to do on this page is, read it and make sure all the information is correct, of course. And scroll down to number 12, which states that that this will be accepted as the grantee's electronic signature. You click I accept and agree, to this statement, if this grant, including all attachments annexed hereto, correctly sets your understanding of the items of the agreement, blah, 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 you click on that. Then you scroll to the top and you click save. You'll see here that the page information has been saved and you're done. Your part of the process is done. Oh, no, I forgot one thing. A payment voucher, which is very important. So to get access to the payment voucher, I want you to go to related documents and messages, scroll down to, it'll read DOS-C3-CTY PV for payment voucher. You click on that. And then I want you to hover over forms and click the payment voucher. Then I need you to scroll down where it says pay declaration, and you'll see that, that the initial payment is, it should read 75% of the total award. It should read that. You go to the pay declaration box, you click the box, and by checking this box, you certify that within the payment voucher, everything is correct, that the initial payment is correct, right? And so you go up to the top and you click save. You'll see the green light that says the information has been saved. Then you go to status changes and you click apply status because you want to submit your signature. All right, so you'll see here that the grantee signature has been submitted under the current status. And if you click the parent information, which is actually the application, because we're in the payment voucher page, you'll see that it'll state grantee signature required, but you've already signed it. And so when we receive it, when we go in, we'll change the status to grantee signature received. And email us at census2020@sos.nj.gov to let us know that you've signed the voucher and you've signed the grant agreement and you've also completed the contract information form, so that we can go in, review it, make sure that what we agreed upon was done in terms of the budget and the scope of the services. And then we will then move to execute the contract. All right, thanks for listening and have a great day.